Welcome into another edition of the Gator Nation Football Podcast Film Review. I'm your host, James DiVirgilio, and on today's episode, we'll take a look at Florida's offense versus Kentucky's defense. This game would see Billy Napier get his first win versus Mark Stoops, and it would see Billy feature two true freshmen, quarterback DJ Lagway and running back Jaden Ball. Ball would finish with 5 touchdowns through the ground, and Lagway would have 6 of his 7 completions go for 40 yards or more per pass. For all of you who have followed this channel for any amount of time, you know how much I love the vertical pass and therefore how much I enjoyed breaking down those passes on this very film review. As always, if you like this content, sub to this channel, follow us on social media, check out our weekly podcast, and drop us a dono where you can support our efforts to bring you more of this type of content all year long. Without further ado, let's get right into the film and see just how Florida was able to beat Kentucky's defense.
First and 10, Florida's going to open up trying to take a shot on this play. We're going to motion Trey and let him sit here in the flat, as Florida likes to do, and then go for a classic 2-route combination in the Billy Napier offense. That's not going to be available. We are going to see Lagway's legs, and something we saw Kentucky put on film versus Vanderbilt was that they allowed Pavia of Vanderbilt to run on them for significant yardage on first down, second down, and third down throughout that game. It was one reason why Vanderbilt was able to beat Kentucky in that game. And right out of the gate here, Kentucky's going to do a nice job covering Florida's route combinations. There's your motion, your run fake, and then Florida's double covered here and off of your screen here. So there's nothing there. Lagway knows it already, and obviously we've got nothing here. We got pass protector here and Ball. So there's nowhere to go with this play. He's now going to have to become a playmaker himself. He says, no problem, I'll take off and run. And now the unsuspecting defenders of Kentucky, who know Lagway can run, but on film thus far this season, he hasn't quite pulled off anything too stupendous, but we have seen moments like this where he's been sudden and he hasn't necessarily been able to shake a defender, or he's tripped or something else has happened. But in this moment here, we're going to see it in full effect. Going to put a nice move on here and break off to the outside, beating both of these unblocked defenders with one move that occurs right here. And here is that move. Hard plan, the ground head fake. Let's go back here one more time here and look at this move, because this is a really, really nice feature of Lagway's game. Something that's going to benefit him. It benefits him already in this game. But right here, if you're a regular quarterback, if you're not a mobile quarterback, you're not going to get much more than this. Couple of yards, second down and 8. But if you can be elusive, which Lagway shows you right here, he's going to escape the defensive lineman. Also completely, I mean, look at 14 right here, right? 14, he's going this way, and he is nowhere. I mean, look at him. He's like a magic trick which is performed on him. He's like, what card did you say I was going to pull? I mean, he has no idea what's happening. And then also the dropper here in 2, the off man is beat so bad that he can't recover with an angle. And so with one move, Lagway takes out 2 guys and is able to slide safely after picking about 14 yards right there. So a really nice start from DJ in this game against Kentucky. And Kentucky proving again they're vulnerable versus the quarterback run. Florida would feature a lot of left side, best side running in this game. Let's focus right here on Barber and Harris. Harris is going to get a really nice block on the defensive end right here. That's going to set this play off. And Barber's going to do a nice job too, setting it up. Motion here from Trey. Freshman Jaden Ball in the backfield. Going to get the ball. We're going to stop right here. Let's watch the action here. Barber's going to get a seal here. Doing a nice job here from Badger. But this block right here is going to be the key block to win in the gap Florida's trying to go into. And we're going to get a complete pancake right here. Look, burying, right? Najee Harris burying him into the ground. I mean, this is the stuff you want to put on tape right here if you're an offensive lineman. Just boom, put him on the ground, create this beautiful hole here. Nice seal here, nice seal here. And on first down and 10, pick up some chunk yardage right there. Deliver the wood. Bingo. Nice start there from Florida. It's good to see that. We haven't seen a lot of Florida's offensive line putting great stuff on film. They've been spotty at times, but right there, it's a one-on-one win for Najee Harris, a pancake, and a gap opener for Jaden Ball. Second and 5, Florida's going to go empty here, something I'd like to see Florida do more with Lagway. And on this film study, we're going to see Florida do this a couple of times in this game with varying degrees of success. Something I'd also like to see Billy Napier do is ditch the hitch. Right, let's ditch the hitches. There's way too many of them. And early on, Kentucky's counting on Florida to run hitches. In fact, Kentucky's counting on Florida to run a lot of stuff within this 10-yard box. It's one big reason why Mark Stoops has had such good success against Napier in the past couple of years. He's been able to sit on Napier's most common plays and trust that Florida cannot routinely complete passes beyond this box you see on their screen. As you already know, that was not going to be the case in this football game, and it's going to be a significant reason why Florida won the way that they did. But early on, Stoops is thinking he's got everything he wants out of Florida. As they're going to be very predictable here on 2nd and 5. Again, a down where you could do a lot. You're at midfield. You could be aggressive. Florida's going to elect to go all hitches. Hitch here, hitch over here. And Kentucky is sitting on this. There's your robber right here. And on both sides of the screen, Kentucky's opening up. Eyes on quarterback, right? Conflict defender, eyes on quarterback. Get into this lane right here. Read his intentions and jump this route. And you can already see that's happening right here. Hitch, right? Little flat out route there. And he's coming downhill. All these defenders are ready to break downhill on anything in this part of the field. Lagway is going to give them everything that they want right out of the gate. Jumping on it. Lagway, I don't think, gives any credit to this defender coming downhill so fast, right? Because typically he's not going to be so aggressive on this route, especially if you're running a variety of routes. For example, you could instead send him here, and if he just clamps down on this first move, he's wide open. But Florida rarely does that. Kentucky knows that. They're playing tendencies, and Lagway is going to play right into it. It's a good thing that this ball is thrown right on target. If he puts this ball inside at all, or anywhere that's not just right on target to the outside, this is going to be a pick 6, and Florida's going down 7-0 to start the game. Instead, he doesn't, and it goes, thankfully, harmlessly onto the ground there for Florida. We saw Kentucky not be so lucky on some of their plays on offense, but early on, 2nd and 5, Stoops is thinking, hey, this is great. Freshman quarterback, Billy's still going to run the same stuff. We're all over this stuff. We've been all over it for the past couple of years. So far, the status quo is holding true. One of the best things about doing a film review is to see how a team chooses to defend you early in the game. They spent the entire week prepping for you. It's the first third down of the game. What do they think you're going to do, and how confident are they in their plan? Also, how aggressive are they? Are they afraid of you attacking them vertically? And of course, with most teams that Florida plays, they're comfortable that this area is really kind of a safe zone, especially on premium downs or high leverage downs. Florida's unlikely to attempt to come in this area here. We can be aggressive. We can probably void that area entirely, in fact, and you're going to see Kentucky do that. They are going to have a coverage bust of sorts up here. It's going to be a really bad exchange between the dropping corner and then also the apex defender here. Not going to be a good exchange. They're going to mess this up. It's not clean no matter how you look at it. Florida's going to have a very simple concept on here. Hitch at the bottom, 2 hitches down here, hitch here, and then you're going to have an over route, or basically a fat post route here from Trey, which is where DJ Lagway is going to go. So let's first focus at the top of the screen. We're going to stop it right here. Here's your dropper. He's going to pass this off in a second to the apex defender, who's going to lock on here for far too long and really not effectively reroute Trey. But also, here's who you think could be your coverage safety, right? This could be your single high safety coming back here. If you're going to play cover 3, you can drop here, you can drop here. Either way, it's 3rd and 5 at midfield. Florida's got a lot of options to them. You must be really confident if you're going to have him come down and attempt to rob a hitch route on a tight end, right? But that is exactly what's going to happen. Now, this is a good combination from Florida. If you think teams are going to do this to you, which we've basically seen this time and time again, a good route combination is to high-low this exact player. If you think they're going to do this, then high-low him by bringing a vertical route into his space, right? Good concept, good idea, good plan. Take advantage of that. You also need a quarterback who's willing to throw the ball vertically instead of just attempting to hit the quick 5 yards. Let's roll it a little further. Now you're going to see just how confident Kentucky is. Look at where they're playing. Sticks. Here again, we get a bad exchange. There's the pass off. He is wide open. Lagway could take this hitch here for a first down. Kentucky's all over Florida's combinations down here. Look at this. They're in the window here. They're waiting for the here. They're on top of this here. There is nothing on this side of the field. We've got some serious mistakes going on this side of the field. And I think the least likely thing that Kentucky expects is about to happen to them, which is this over route here from Trey is about to pay off. Now, a small critique here for Lagway. They're just rushing 3. He's got a clean pocket. He does not need to escape over here, as you're going to see him do. He's going to escape over here. No need to. Stay locked in the pocket. Keep your eyes on your read, right? You know he dropped down now. All we need to do is make sure that this guy can't make a play because there's no way that he can. We're going to have the whole fat side of the field here, the wide side of the field to throw this football to. Let's make sure we don't mess ourselves up, right, with extra footwork or leaving or not keeping our eyes downfield, because right away we've got a huge win here. Huge win here. This is already going to be a home run. And as we see Trey go off the screen and open up, Trey, of course, wide open, now trying to be defended by this dropping corner who has no angle to get back to this. But Lagway has already extended the time it's going to take him to make this throw. Now, as we've seen on film this season, Lagway is very good with his initial stem of what I like to call his quarterback drop. Plant the right foot, he's good. At times, he does some things he's going to have to clean up in his game to get even better. And of course, he is just a freshman. To not have this happen here, and of course, on this film review, I'm always going to wind up being overly critical of quarterbacks because that's the goal of film review, is to make it even better. We're going to complete this pass. Great job, right? Great job, too. Good work. But let's clean it up because this technique is not what you want to be putting on film because you didn't need it. You didn't need it, right? You could have sat right here. You could have kept your feet alive, kept your platform alive, kept your base alive, stood calm, tall in the pocket, immediately seen this, and this ball could have been out much faster, which probably leads to 6. Instead, Lagway opens up. Now he does what Lagway does really well, which is he consistently keeps his eyes downfield, and not only downfield, he keeps them deep downfield. He routinely reads high to low. He's always looking to make the big play rather than saying, okay, I don't see anything. The game's moving fast. Here's my hitch route. That's gone. Let me just come down to check down or keep my eyes very short. He doesn't. He's looking downfield now, and because of that, he wants to make a play. He does see Trey, and immediately now, though, he has to switch. A nice quick pivot here. He's got to switch his feet, right? He's lost his base and his platform. That's still taking extra time. Extra time, extra time. Set the foot. Go as fast as you can. Extra time over a defender now who wouldn't have been in your window, right? You're making everything harder on yourself. But yet this ball, because he's so open, is going to get here. This is going to be nice. And it's going to be a nice completion and a nice play. There goes Trey, right? Make a little move. Get here. But, if you're looking for perfection out of Lagway there, you want him to stay in that pocket, stay on platform. That's going to be a touchdown from Trey. Either way, nice work by Florida, high-lowing the center field player there. Kentucky is showing extreme aggressiveness and confidence that Florida would not attempt to hit a vertical play there. And as they were going to learn throughout this game, Lagway is looking vertical first, and he's capable of hitting it. I think it was the most significant result of this football game is that DJ Lagway is so willing to throw the ball down the field, and Kentucky was not expecting a Billy Napier offense to do that. And even though Florida didn't do that 20 or 30 times, they just completed 7 passes in this game. They did it enough times. And look, if you complete 7 passes and 6 of them go for 40 yards or more, you're going to score a lot of points. Here's a quick look at the All-22. Enough depth is had here to occupy this defender. That's important because if we stop this hitch, let's say right here, and this is a good defender like we saw last week out of Tennessee with McCoy, he'll look and he'll read any kind of backside route coming to him, and he'll help on that. But we get deep enough here to occupy him. That's really important. And now we've got a major issue here. Again, any route that Trey runs, right? That's going to be a big problem here. And then there you go. So again, imagine in my previous example that if Lagway is still in the pocket here, which he can be, and he's on platform, right now he's throwing this ball. He's setting his back foot, and the ball's going to get released right about now. The ball's getting released right now. The ball's gone already. And if it is, it's a touchdown, right? So the details matter. That's why film review is really helpful. The details matter. This is a touchdown versus a big play. And if you're Lagway, you want to get into the film room and you want to say, okay, next time I see this, I want a touchdown instead of a big play, right? I'm trying to get 6 and not 3. Either way, though, he does quickly see it. He delivers a catchable ball, and Florida gets that chunk yardage and explosive play on his very first drive, on his very first home opener for him in the SEC. Florida with an unbalanced line here on the offensive line. We've got 3 offensive linemen here, just 1 here, and then 2 tight ends. I like Florida's running concepts in this game. Again, Napier to me generally has creative and solid running concepts. We talked about that all 3 years here of his tenure on film review. This is a really good one and a very good game plan versus Kentucky in general. Kentucky's defense, success rate-wise, was just middling versus the run. And Florida took advantage of using their best linemen, something we've talked about before on the podcast this season and on film review, to consistently attempt to get advantages in creative ways. And here's one right here. Austin Barber, normally playing left tackle, plays right tackle. And now we're going to pull Harris over to go with him again, just as if they were on the left side of the offensive line, right? Left side, best side for Florida. And we're going to create a similar scenario with some deception while also pulling a tight end here or the H-back. And that's going to allow Florida to run a counter, but rather than have what Florida's really struggled with here, a right guard that's going to run block really well, or even a right tackle and right guard that are going to run block really well. You get your effective left tackle run blocker with your effective left guard run blocker just playing on the right side. Creative way to get this, simple way to run this counter. Little misdirection here with Mizell just to hold the backside defenders. Concept's going to work nicely. Right away, Barber sheds right here. Then you're going to see a block that's unneeded here by Harris because he's going to take too much verticality. So Harris is going to push him. Doesn't need to. You're fine. That's okay. You can miss that block all day if he goes this wide, right? He's over here on Lagway. And now Ball's got what he wants. We have a seal here, and we're coming out here, and we should be able on 2nd and 6 to pick up some yards. Barber does a really nice job. Watch 58 here in the hole. Again, watch Barber. Really nice job. He's doubling there. Seal this underneath, and then work, right? Work to the next level right here. And let's get that one too. Bingo. Bam. Quick feet. Good transition. Create this hole. Now we've got Badger blocking up here and a chance for Jaden Ball to make a move there and pick up a first down on 2nd down and 6. So a good way to have your left side, best side run play on the right side from Florida. Creative running here early on in the red zone and 1st down and goal. Florida gets stopped on 1st down with a short running play. And on 2nd down, of course, if you've watched the film review or this channel at all, you already know what Florida's going to run in the red zone, and so does Kentucky. And that's going to be the crossers. Now, Tennessee missed this last week. Kentucky did not. Stoops has seen this for... This is his 3rd year now. He's not going to let this happen. And Kentucky's all over this. They're basically already eyeing this here. Everything you need. And we're going to look at this. This is just completely dead. Double bracketed into the flat route. I mean, there is nothing here. There's nowhere to go. This place dead on arrival. DOA. If you're Lagway now, once again, you only have a 3-man rush. So Kentucky's definitely telling you at this point in time, they don't really respect Lagway running the football. They're sending 3 on the 4-yard line. Right? Tons of space here for Lagway to step up, operate, and make a gain. There's nothing here, and Lagway makes a mistake, as we've seen him make before, and I'm okay with this. He's a freshman. Again, I'm going to hard coach him on film review here, as I would if I was coaching him, because that's how you get better. But Lagway needs to get better at using the pocket to his advantage. You've got all these blockers in here. Use them to your advantage. You've got a free blocker here. Climb the pocket this way. Put the most pressure on the defense up the middle, and you probably score a touchdown or you gain several yards. When you come out here, you are now way far away from the line of scrimmage. You have no more help with your blockers, and you're going to wind up having a numbers game go against you. It's exactly what happens to Lagway. He escapes the pocket. Now we're in trouble. Again, he's trying to buy timeout here to complete a pass, right? And I understand that. But in this situation with a 2-route combo where you're basically dead already, let's just take what we have here versus a 3-man rush. That's kind of the key. Let's maximize that 3-man rush. I think in the future, of course, you'll see Lagway do this kind of stuff. Now we're going to try to make some moves, buy some more time. We're going to go down. And now we're going to take a really great scenario, 1st and goal inside the 5, and make it 3rd and goal outside the 10. Now, Kentucky's defense in the red zone coming into this game was solid, top 20 in the country, and it proved to be solid on this drive as well, bringing up 3rd and goal for Florida. All right, Florida will score a touchdown on this play if it's not for a good bat down right here, but also they shouldn't either, as you're going to get a pretty significant pass interference from Badger that doesn't get called, so they might have gotten away with this in real time. All rolled it for you. It's going to be a nice play here from Lagway. Again, Florida going to go with the favorite move, hitches here. Why we continually kind of do this stuff on these plays, I don't know. I can't tell you. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I mean, even if you have this check down, if there's any defender even here on 3rd and goal, you're probably not getting there. But whatever, we do it. So there he is, wasted player to me. And then we're pretty wrapped up over here. It's a hitch here, got this bracketed. We're on top of this here. There's a defender you can't see over here and a defender free here. So nothing going on here, but Florida really wants this hitch. And this can be here. This is fine. The window's here for it. He's down over here. Again, to kind of stretch my point, if you can create a route that even if he runs this kind of route, what happens? Well, you're going to clear your window here, right? Because right now he's kind of by alignment, still in your way some. If you can move him here, then you get an even better window if you want that throw. But I digress. What's going to happen here, though, is you're going to see at the top of that, look at Badger at the route right here. Two-handed shove. I mean, if that's not the literal definition of pass interference, I don't know what is. Two-handed shove the Kentucky defender to create space. Because you know this guy's expecting a hitch, right? And he gets shoved off the ball, and now Badger is open. And in fact, this is going to be a touchdown, and Lagway sees it. Kentucky's defensive lineman, zero there, quality player, is going to get his hand up right there, left hand, and block what's going to be a touchdown pass. They don't throw any flags, so it's probably going to wind up standing as a touchdown. And instead it goes as nothing. Lagway tries to catch this ball, falls harmlessly to the ground. And Florida's going to wind up getting 3 points despite starting inside the 5-yard line. So a win for Kentucky's defense right there, given how that drive was going. And the Gators get just 3 instead of 7. Again, so that earlier play we talked about could have been a touchdown to Trey. The bigger the game, the more important those details are. And if you're Lagway, great start to the game. And obviously, you're going to want to keep getting better and better as a freshman. Look at the film, clean it up, get even better with all those small details so that 3 becomes 6. And the more often 3 becomes 6, the more often you win on offense. We talked about the left side being the best side for Florida's offensive line. Well, hey, sometimes you want the right side guys to get some shine. Florida going to run a counter into the perfect look for Kentucky. They're going to catch them dropping here. 3-man rush, 2nd and 5. Kentucky is expecting pass here and not run. And Florida's going to give them a counter run right into the perfect call. Again, dropping off here. They are not expecting this counter run at all. A home run play call here timing-wise. We got plenty of space. Look at that. We don't even need to use the actual counter window because we've trapped the entire box inside here. We get to go right outside, kind of a running back stream here for Jackson. He's off to the races, and he's going to pick up an explosive run on 2nd down and 5. So really, really nice timing there with the play call from Florida. They had been running, again, behind the left side of the offensive line quite significantly there. Instead, running a counter to that left side at the exact right time. So play calls are often only as good, of course, as the defense they face and the timing with which you choose to elect when to face that defense. If there's a play on this film that helps foreshadow what's going to happen in this game, there's probably not a better one than this one, even though it's going to wind up being an incompletion. We've talked a lot about how from the start, from the Samford game, we have seen DJ Lagway read high to low, and how important that is to me as somebody who loves evaluating quarterbacks and especially loves vertical passing offenses. Really, really important. And you're going to see that on display here with what happens in this play. Run fake, going to open up, and Florida's not going to have what they want initially. Going to stop this here. We got pressure here in the pocket. And again, Kentucky, a very good pressure team. It's one of the best things they do. They're bringing pressure here. Lagway going to open up and try to read DK, who's also coming on that same over route. Why? Because we know Kentucky now is obviously playing aggressively in the box, right, in this area. So Lagway is going to try to hit this. But the key here is, as he's climbing, he's not thinking at this point in time, I've got pressure, this is my check down. And by the way, he probably can make this throw, right? But DJ's thinking bigger play. He's thinking grass over here. He sees space. This guy's underneath. I can see space. If I see grass, I can make this throw. It's exactly what he's going to try and do. He probably makes this throw for certain. If we pick up this block right here, this is going to wind up being a throw he completes. Instead, he's got to pivot, open up, and make his old jump throw, which actually is pretty darn accurate at, instead of taking this throw here, which again, this is the right throw in this situation. But the reason this is such an important moment for this film review is because he's constantly keeping his eyes downfield. It allows him to hit big plays. And in college football, oftentimes there are a lot of plays to be had down the field, especially when Florida's receivers are as dynamic and fast as they are. Something we have been talking about. Florida could very well roll out 4 and 5 receiver sets that would challenge any defensive secondary in the country with their speed alone. And that's not what Florida does, obviously, but they could, and they certainly could be capable with Lagway of doing such a thing. But in this case, he doesn't take this check down ball, and instead he goes here, where he's got DK. He has DK here. He has a lot of grass and a lot of space, and if not for that pressure, he makes this throw. So he right here, early on in this game, 3-0, 2nd and 6. Lagway gets pressure. He keeps his eyes downfield, and he's trying to make the biggest play into what was also a big window. That's a high EV mindset as a quarterback. It's a chunk yardage mindset. It's a winning mindset. Now, don't get me wrong. You certainly need to be hitting your most high percentage play. But in this scenario here, if there's no pressure there, he's got about a box this big to drop that ball into. He's a very good vertical thrower. So I think that's going to signal what happens as this game goes on, as Lagway continues to read high. Sometimes he's reading high, 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 and then low. Or sometimes it's just all high, right? And I mean that in the best way possible for a freshman. Again, I think if I'm going to pick what I want my freshman quarterback to do, I want him being too glued on the high read, teaching him how to come down high, mid, low, than to be on the low read. It's very hard to teach a guy who wants to go middle or low read to go high. It's very uncomfortable for him. Much rather start this way for Lagway. And I think this mindset for Lagway is going to lead to success in this football game for him. Kentucky going to bring pressure here on 3rd and 6. And again, you're going to see what Kentucky chooses to defend on this particular play. I'm going to pause it right here because you're going to get a huge win from Trey, a dig route here. You're going to get a vertical, just a vertical cooking from Badger up here on a little step out to the corner to the post, but he is only going to play any in-breaking route in this area. Again, no respect for this part of the field at all, even from him. No respect from this part of the field. Trey's going to win on this deeper dig. Badger's going to win on this post route. It's going to be 6 points here. It's going to be a big gain here. Unfortunately, the pressure is going to get here, right, in enough time to where as these routes begin to finish, here's Trey. Lagway's already throwing the ball, and Trey's not even ready for this ball to be thrown, and neither is Badger, right? It's too early for this throw, and it's too early for this throw. He needs 1 or 2 or 3 more beats to be able to actually time these correctly. He knows the blitz is coming, and you do need to then hit your one-on-one matchup underneath to turn this into a first down. Now, we have seen Florida really struggle to turn any kind of drag route into a first down, whether it's depth of route, whether it's who's running the route, whether it's the speed of how they're running the route. We've just struggled to convert this in the Napier era. We're going to struggle again here as well. Boardingham, not exactly sending this route with tons of speed, and Lagway is not going to deliver a clean ball here. It is the right ball for him to throw, though, because, again, notice what is happening around him. If he were to try to hold on to this ball, to put this ball here, it's not going to happen, or here, it's just not going to happen. But I like the fact that Florida employed these routes here, because if they choose to run a simulated pressure or anything else, this vertical ball here is still going to be here, because Kentucky is not betting that Florida wants to hit these kind of routes. So on film, if you're in the box for Florida and you're seeing this on offense, you're saying, oh, look, we're going to have chances to get vertical plays in this game. Kentucky is daring us to do it. We are going to have more chances. For now, Lagway, a good ball. Good decision, rather, bad ball. Let's get this out in front of him. So you give him a chance, obviously, to turn the corner, and he does not. Again, this ball's well behind him. Put it out in front of him so he can turn, engage the defender, and try to carry him for the first down. Once it's behind him, his momentum is gone. He's going to lose all that power and size. It's exactly what happens when Florida has to punt on this 3rd down and 6. How about a QB counter here on 2nd down and 9? Left side, best side, QB counter coming right in here. Little motion underneath. Nice play design again from Billy in the running game. There it is. Let's get these left side guys blocking, not just on the left, but also on the right. Let's have this tandem working together. Let's use our best 2 linemen here, and right away, nice job by Harris. Good seal here. You really need any kind of counter run you're running. You cannot allow them to penetrate and push into here. It's going to slow this train down. We got to hold this block and pin him to the inside. It's exactly what Harris does. I mean, he turns him. Look, he turns him away. One more time right here. The strength of Harris here, this is winning on the line of scrimmage, right? He's trying to strike this block, Kentucky is, and we're going to blow him right out of this hole. Now we need Barber to engage, and we have everything we want on this QB counter. Winning up front. That's a huge, look at the hole here. Huge win for Barber, check. Huge win for Harris, check. Big hole here. We're rolling around as Crenshaw Dixon with nobody to block. We're engaged here with DK, and now we're off to the races, right? That's exactly what you want to see from Lagway. Wait 1 more second, Lagway to slide, right? They're always going to give you the worst spot ever on a slide. Go a little further here. Don't make it 3rd and 1. Regardless, an easy way to pick up 9 yards there. Good scheme, good play call, good design. Way to use your best players on offense to lead the way on that quarterback counter. 3rd and 1 now. We've seen on film already. We've seen it already that Kentucky's not necessarily respecting Lagway's running game. We also saw Florida struggle mightily in these down and distances against Tennessee. It's one reason why they lost that football game. We saw chances for Lagway to keep the ball. Florida did not employ that. So right out of the gate, we're going to see Florida choose to employ that here. This is Mizell, not Trey on the fake here. Mizell, we're going to fake that there. We're going to fake the ball. Zone read concept. Lagway reading this end here. Is he going to come in? If he does, he keeps it. If he stays out, he hands it off, right? That's your decision point. He commits to that, eats that like it's his favorite cookie because, of course, he thinks, hey, I've seen this film. The quarterback's not running this stuff. We are not going to be there for that. And now Florida's got a good call. And now, look at this. Everything you want to see, right? He's cooked. He's locked up. He's already over here, and so is he. There was no one on this side of the defense that felt like they should actually set the edge on this side of the defense. Because on 3rd down and 1, they were pretty confident this ball was not going where it is going. And now Lagway's off to the races. Mizell comes in late for a block. He doesn't need to get there. And Lagway's still running, picking up another explosive run play by design. Something we talked a lot about in the Mullen era was how often Mullen would play call his way into points. We have not been able to say that too often in the Napier era, but you like to give your freshman quarterback or any quarterback or your entire offensive team as many easy plays, easy chunk yardage plays as you can. And here's a great example of a 3rd down and 1 explosive play simply generated by play design. 2nd down and 8, Florida going to elect to play telephone booth football with a motion here from Trey. Something, of course, the Gators love to do. Telephone booth, 12 personnel football, here it is. And right away, we've got a lot of good blocks here. Florida, again, controlling. This is control of the line of scrimmage. Here it is, and look how far out we are. Then you're going to have Jaden Ball come to the outside and go one-on-one versus a corner, right? One-on-one versus a corner. This corner is going to get beat, but he is on film going to do the right mistake, which is not to let him go to the outside. If he goes there, it's a touchdown. He's going to get cooked, but at least he's going to get cooked to where he's got to go to the inside. But you love to see this here from Ball. One-on-one, make a guy miss, right? Make a guy miss. Great move to the outside right there. Plant the foot. Wham. Gone, right? Now, again, this is good by him. He missed. He came downhill. If he makes a tackle, it's a 1-yard gain. Hard to tackle a really solid, talented freshman running back like Ball, who I think the world's finding out about him at this point. Right here, that's a tough look, but I'm going to give him a half check mark if I'm grading Kentucky because he's going to not allow that to be a touchdown. Even though he gets cooked, he's in the right position. Guy makes a nice play on him. He's hard to tackle. Brings up 3rd down, right? Brings up 3rd down. But great move from Ball from the Florida side. That's what you want to see. You want to see a running back be able to win one-on-one matchups. Something Florida's not been able to do since the loss of ETN. Although Montrell is a solid running back, he's not often beating people one-on-one, especially to the outside. And you're going to see it there from Ball. A one-on-one win, turning a 3rd down and 7 into a 3rd down and 1 or 2. Here is 3rd down and 2. We've seen Florida be creative enough using their tendencies here in this particular drive and going slightly deviant from them to create big plays. So what's going to happen in the red zone where Billy tends to be most conservative on 3rd down and 2 in these situations? Well, exactly what you'd expect. Let's count how many players are in the box for Kentucky. If you counted 10, you are going to be correct. He's going to wind up actually being here. It's going to wind up being 9. Oh no, just kidding. Let's watch what happens here. He's going to come in, right? Right away, he's coming in on this play when the ball is snapped, and they're actually going to have 10 players in the box. Again, 3rd down and 2. Kentucky's going to have 10 players in the box here. 10 players in the box. Now, why can he do that? Because as soon as he sees, good coaching here by Kentucky, as soon as he sees this motion become an orbit motion instead of a jet motion, he knows he has enough time to be a conflict defender who can read the play. If it goes to the orbit, he has enough time to come back and get an angle. If it's a jet sweep, he probably has to bump out here and not be in the box. But I digress. The bottom line is there are 10 people in the box. And if we're going to count here, if there are 10 people in here, and Florida's got 11, right? 10, 9. Florida can only have 8 people in the play. So you have 10 people trying to stop 8 people, one of whom is not blocking. So that's 7 people versus 10 people. It's a +3 advantage on 3rd down and 2 for Kentucky. Not winning football, in my opinion, by any stretch of the imagination, even though Florida wins the numbers game, even numbers-wise, they win. All these blocks, they've won. But they can't block this guy, this guy, this guy, or this guy, right? They can block one more of these guys, obviously, but they can't block, 3 of these guys are going to be unblocked by definition. There's nothing they can do about it. And that's exactly what happens. It's right here. There's your unblocked man. There he is, right here. Unblocked man. I mean, there's nothing anybody can do about this. Nobody makes a mistake. There's no assignment missed here. There's not enough hats to get on hats here. And he's going to come right through and make this tackle. And on 3rd down and 2, to run that to the short side of the field when Kentucky's sitting all over it with 10 guys in the box pre-snap, again, it's just another head scratcher from the Napier offensive playbook in this situation. It's something that obviously if Florida wants to be more serious about their aspirations of being a winning football team, you can't put this on film every single week in these moments like this. Other teams know it, and you keep doing it. And Florida winds up kicking yet another field goal here on a play that Kentucky's waiting for, expecting, and is +3 in the numbers on. Right there. So despite some success by Florida on offense, it's only 6-0. I mean, it was only 6-0. Now it's 6-6, right? So we're at 6-6 game here. So could be 7-6 Kentucky. They missed the extra point. So what are we going to come out and go back to here if you're the Gators? Well, if you guessed all hitches, you're right. Again, ditch the hitches, right? Ditch the hitch. Let's get out of here. Hitch, 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 and hitch. Again, Kentucky is sitting on these hitches. Look at their depth on 2nd and 10. They are waiting to come downhill on these hitches across the board because they know that Florida wants it, right? They know that Florida wants it. They're willing to give up, as you can see. On each one of these plays, Kentucky's basically willing to give up one hitch, and it tends to be the outside hitch. You can see right here again, he's going to fall off and want his flat defender to come here so they can exchange this. If you get the timing right, you can hit this hitch, right? But they know that Florida often doesn't ever want to hit the outside hitch, which is true. They've watched their film. They want to hit these hitches. They love this hitch right here. They love this hitch right here, and they love that hitch right there. And that's why they have two guys here on that hitch. The same thing will be true over here, right? So well scouted. They know it's coming. Lagway feels like, hey, maybe I've got some space here. Nobody's in front of me. And as he goes to release this ball, uncorks one. And again, the defender is equal right here, like we saw earlier, equal or almost ahead. This is not a good ball by any stretch of the imagination, but even if it was a good ball, it's not getting completed. They are blanketing this play, and the all hitches is just not going to work. If you watch this live on television and you thought, hey, this is the wide open receiver here, it's Hampton, he's wide open, look, throw it to him. The only reason he becomes open is because this defender here, right, let's watch this here, he's going to move over here as he sees Lagway snap his head. Look, Lagway right now is opening up to read this. That's where his head is. He's reading this first. He says, okay, that's closed down, which it is. He's standing right in the lane, right? That's closed down. I've now got to go here. Now he sees his eyes move, and he's going to move with that. There you go. So this was not available, not there. Nothing is here. This is the only throw he could possibly make if he's going to look left, because that one has at least some space to throw to. Again, the throw would have been here early, but it's the all-hitch offense. Low yards after catch, high risk for pick six. This is a long throw. It's a far hash throw. It's a very, very long throw for this. Dangerous throw. Not a lot of offering here on 2nd down and 10. A lot of risk, not a lot of reward. It goes incomplete, again, thankfully for Florida, but Kentucky proving they're sitting all over that stuff, and they're begging Florida to do what they normally do, and here we are in the second quarter, and Florida obliges. All right, 3rd and 10, would you believe it if Florida comes back with virtually the same play? Hitch here, we're going to get a hitch here, and we're going to get a dig over here, right? Here it is. Let's roll the tape. There you go. Basically the same thing, except this time we have a dig route instead of another hitch. Same thing, look, same read here again, opening up here. Do I have this hitch window over here? Of course, this looks a little bit better than we saw before as there is a window to this side, but this defender, looking at the quarterback flat-footed, he can clamp down on this far hash throw, right? He's ready for this on 3rd down and 10. Complicating matters, we've got a looper here from Kentucky. Got a looper coming right here, a loop around. He's going to get in the A gap, and he is going to essentially cause pressure that's going to change this play dynamic right there. Comes through in the A gap, untouched. Florida does not adjust in passing this off. We don't recognize this until too late. They're Slaughter, not seeing it, right? We're not seeing it here. We've got two linemen right here. No one is picking up whoever is responsible for this, and it may not be Slaughter in this case, right? Could be here and here. Either way, the O-line does not pick up this looper. That's going to wind up leading to a free pressure. Again, Kentucky, a good pressure team. And now Lagway does not get a chance to attempt to make this throw, which is what they're going for. But yet again, Kentucky, there's space here. It's a far hash throw. Safety off your screen is going to come downhill like we saw last time. So Florida on 3rd down and 10 goes kind of right back to the bread and butter. Looper for the win there for Kentucky. Lagway makes a miss, escapes, nowhere to go. Kind of floats this ball into nothingness, right? Good decision there. You got a punt, nothing you can do about that. So Florida gets stymied on offense there. A 6-6 game, Florida punting. 2nd and 2, we talked about my love of empty formations earlier, especially with quarterbacks who can read the field and hit vertical passes, especially with the receivers that Florida has available to them, were they to actually march out their 5 best receivers here, which again, we've never seen Florida do under Billy Napier. They're often going to put 3 receivers at best. Could even be 2 receivers, 2 tight ends, and a running back out here in the 5 wide. But again, you can imagine with the speed Florida has, they can line up some dudes out here that could put a lot of vertical pressure on football teams. As it stands now, it's 2nd down and 2, and Florida goes empty. I like this. This is aggressive. Better yet, we've already seen on film that Kentucky does not expect Florida to run vertical routes. And so far, with the exception of really 1 or 2 plays, they've gotten exactly what they've expected. 4-man rush. Going to stop right here. Florida's going to run a vertical here and a vertical here, so 2 seam routes. Love this concept. Kentucky runs a lot of cover 3. We've talked about this in the previous film reviews versus Kentucky. We've diagrammed 4 verticals frequently versus Kentucky, talked about how you can beat Kentucky with vertical passes, especially with given how they play Florida. And here is what we're going to do. We have one safety right here, right? The cover 3 middle safety is going to be right here. And he's already slid over here. I want to rewind this and show you why he slid over here, because Lagway, who's a freshman, already displaying some good stuff. We've talked about how good he is, the initial stem of his quarterbacking. Right here, open, ID the safety. He's IDing him. He already has started himself shaded to this side. So pre-snap, he's shading. Lagway wants to make sure he stays shaded or even slides over here. If he does that, he knows the seam window is where he wants to read next. Eyes him, sees him rotating this way, knows now he has that. Okay, confirm he's over there, right? Keep him over there as long as possible because he doesn't need to look here yet. And then bingo, right foot, plant. Let's open up to my target window right here. Open up to my target window, and what is my read? Here's your cover 3 dropper. Here is your defender. Rewind again really fast, standing flat-footed all the way until here. Why? Because on 2nd down and 2, at the middle of the field, where it's one of the most likely places to take a shot, Kentucky is still going to try to defend this route here or this route here, because Florida does those with a high degree of frequency, to the point to where now they are stuck yet again with a cover 3 dropper trying to cover a seam route or an interior route that he absolutely is out leveraged for and cannot cover. And DJ reads this immediately. Look, eyes back to DJ, right foot hits, confident read window, put the ball to space. You know you have all this juicy space right here, and this is an absolute DJ dime right here. DJ dime. Frame it, right? Take a picture of it. This is an absolute dime in stride. I mean, come on. Are you kidding me? This kid was playing high school football in Texas last year, hitting a seam dime to Badger. Almost falls over. He's running so fast with that ball, right? Bam. Perfect timing. He's going to take off. Once again, DJ's going to get robbed. He's been getting robbed all year on these big touchdown plays. Like, he would probably have 5 or 6 by the end of this game. 40 or more yard touchdown passes, but all of them seem to get stopped somewhere inside the 10-yard line, but so be it. Absolutely beautiful dime from DJ. Let's take a look at the all-22 camera here so we can get a shot of what this looks like, seeing everyone. And here's exactly what we talked about. It's going to roll through this. He opens up, moves the safety. Open up here with your vision, ID this safety. If you keep shading and sliding over here, you know this entire part of the field is dead. Then you just have to read right here, right? The beauty of vertical offense is you take away the stuff that really confuses quarterbacks, which is all these guys under here become irrelevant when you're running verticals. It's one reason why the air raid offense is so effective, is you're often just simplifying what you need to read and see. However, you do have to have a quarterback that can confidently deliver balls down the field, and not everyone can do that. See Nico with Tennessee in the review we talked about last week, and many other college football quarterbacks on a week-to-week basis. But DJ Lagway has proven that he is a high success rate vertical thrower. This ball is also so on time. Look how early he throws this ball, right? This is early, right here. Even, you're leaving. This is what you want to do. Throw into space. No chance for anyone to get to this. Right on stride, down inside the 10-yard line. That is just such good stuff from DJ Lagway. DJ dimes. All right, 1st and goal, left side, best side right here. This time, instead of Najee Harris, we're going to get Cameron Waits here, number 75. Going to get a big win from Barber and Waits, but we're going to get a bigger win from Jaden Ball, who as a true freshman is going to carry, he's going to absolutely carry a Kentucky defender in the end zone. Puts himself into the hole here, right? Here we go. There's nothing. You think this play is over. We're going to get tackled right here. And the next thing you see is this beautiful picture right here of Crenshaw Dixon. I don't know what Crenshaw Dixon's doing at this point in time, but Jaden Ball is carrying this Kentucky defender who is trying his best to put his heels in the ground and stop him, right? Look at this right here. He's got his heels flat on the ground trying to pull Jaden Ball this way as much as he can. But Jaden Ball says, left side, best side, sometimes the hole's really not there. Sometimes Cameron Waits doesn't get a good block. And I got to do something different. I got to carry this guy into the end zone. I mean, look at this right here. I mean, I'm just carrying him with Dixon. Again, I don't know what Dixon's doing. Dixon's along for the ride. Piggyback ride? I don't know. But it doesn't matter because Jaden Ball's here to carry both of them in and dunk this ball into the end zone as a freshman, a guy who played Wildcat quarterback in high school. In many ways, he looks like an NFL quarterback already, just body type and strength, right? I mean, that is some grown man strength from a kid who was playing high school football last year, carrying a Kentucky defensive lineman all the way into the end zone for the first Florida touchdown of the day. 2nd and 3, midfield. Florida goes empty again, and why not? We hit pay dirt last time. Let's see if we can do it again. And Kentucky is still going to give Florida a favorable look here, although this time they're not going to be as reckless with how they choose to cover this. But right out of the gate, if you're DJ Dimes, you look and you say, hey, I probably got cover 3. Right? On the bottom of your screen, you can't see, but I most likely have cover 3 here. Again, something Kentucky plays a lot. And if I have cover 3, you know it's open. The seam is open. That's the weakness in a cover 3. Can I win here with DK? Of course I can win with DK. The seam's open. Let's see if DK can get a win. DK runs such... Again, I love DK. Look, on film, this guy's a film hero in all phases of the game on offense. This is such a clean route by DK. We're going to start off setting him up to the outside, pushing him slightly to the outside here, only to then face cut him here, right? But here's the key. DK knows pre-snap as well, this is a cover 3. He cannot bend this route towards the safety. Now, DJ's watching the interaction here already early instead of looking at the safety. We're not seeing the same quality technique we saw last time. He is staring down this interchange, and as soon as he sees DK leave, which he is leaving, he is correct here, he lets this ball go. Now, DK bends this out to the grass. Perfect. 10 out of 10. Now, again, I'm assuming that's what the play is calling for. That's what any kind of bender here should call for. Any vertical bender versus a cover 3 has got to go to this part of the field, unless the safety does something, truly crazy, like just vacate, right? Then you can bend wherever you want. But in this case, he's not doing that. He's bending to the right area. He's actually beaten his man. And if DJ Dimes just waits, a beat or two more, he's going to know he can put this ball over here into grass, which is what he should be thinking anyway. He throws this ball early, and he throws this ball as though DK is running a skinny post. And again, on film review, I don't know what the play is. I can't tell you. So maybe he is supposed to be running a skinny post, and Lagway messes this up. What I can tell you for sure is there's no way in the world that Lagway is trying to throw the ball over here and just yoinks it way inside like this. Whatever it is a mistake by Lagway. First, he needs to ID the safety and try to move him some, especially over here for a second. And secondly, he has this. This is another bomb he could have hit. Right, this is the right route by DK. He cooks his defender. I love Florida playing like this. Again, put more receivers on the field. Do this to more defenses. You're going to put them in a bind with our personnel, especially with a guy who can throw the ball vertically like Lagway. And Lagway throws the ball often on time, even here a little early. And this is going to go down as obviously a very bad pick for Lagway, right? Especially because you actually do have DK there. But the read from Lagway pre-snap, cover 3 hit the seam, is the right read. Only Lagway knows why he chose to throw that ball right there. My best hope would be, hey, I thought he's running a skinny post. If he runs a skinny post, he runs into that ball. But that is not a good thought. A skinny post into a cover 3 is not a great route, not something you want to run. So again, I'm going to assume there he just makes a mental mistake and kind of loses the moment when instead that ball should be out here. So something for Lagway to learn from. That's a pick that's going to go way back here for Kentucky. And in a 13-6 game, Kentucky's going to be knocking on the doorstep to tie this game up. So Lagway going to want that throw back, not something he's going to want to keep in his mind for long. And as we saw last game, we're going to want to see how DJ Lagway handles the very next pass that he has, which we are going to see here in a second. All right, defense comes through big, gets a stop. Kentucky, no points on the board. Left side, best side, right? Let's keep this momentum going. Left side, best side right here. There it is. We got the boys back together with Najee Harris and Barber just locking up over here. Locking up, getting game balls, right? Look at those blocks yet again. And then there comes Jaden Ball saying, man, thank you, boys. This is great. Like, you are just continually sealing people out of here. And I'm going to hit this hole right here. I've got a two-way go. Take this hole right here. And I'm off to the races. Protect the ball. I mean, this is just, again, this is really, I want to rewind this for a second and highlight how good this is from a guy who played Wildcat quarterback in high school. Look at how he protects the ball right here. Bingo. Protect, right? You're a freshman. Protect the ball. Be safe. Okay, once I clear, okay, now I'm running again. I mean, that is awesome stuff. Big shout out to Florida's running back coach, Luke, who's been really good all the years he's been here. Florida's running backs have consistently been solid. And all these guys, very fundamental, very solid, doing a really nice job with that room. And of course, Jaden Ball here off to just a great start in this football game. And Florida gets out of the shadow of their goalpost to set up 1st down and 10 on the 29-yard line. All right, Florida has thrown a couple verticals. Lagway's thrown a pick most recently. Right? This is the next pass he's made after the pick. We saw after Tennessee, the very first pass he threw after that was a 1st down to Trey. Kentucky on 1st down and 10. Florida back in the phone booth thinking, okay, we know what's going to happen here. We had a pick. Game's 13-6. Florida's not taking any chances here. What you're going to get, again, this is a dream, right? Especially as a Florida offense who's giving you this pre-snap. You have one receiver out here. And Kentucky's going to give you this look where they're going to put 9 guys in the box on 1st down and 10. And you're telling me that you're going to allow my receiver to run whatever he wants. Now, we've seen Florida try this. Check the Miami game. Whiff on it both times to Badger, right? And here we go again on 1st down and 10. The same kind of look. There's your play fake. Look, they're not buying this either. Look, they didn't buy any of this. Nobody bought any of the play fake. They're all over Florida's pass here, except what they're not expecting is this to happen here. And why are they not expecting this? Because again, there's nobody here in the middle of the field to cover this, and their backside dropper, who is going to be trying to take away any kind of route that comes over here, is not going to be able to cover anything skinny. And there he is. He's opening up, reading it right now. But again, Florida often runs this, maybe this, right? But we're not going to run this. We're going to run a skinny post right here that he cannot get to. Lagway right away is IDing this. He sees what he wants to see. He knows his man is one. And now we just need another dime here from DJ to prove that's the case. And then there it is. Again, he cannot help with anything in this part of the field, right? He can't get there. There's no way he can get there. He can't help with anything over here, which Florida often runs. We're not running it here. Again, we saw this versus Miami, whiffed it. We've seen it other games, whiffed it. It's not going to be a whiff here on 1st down and 10. This is the right look to run this kind of vertical play. If a team is going to keep boxing you up like this, you have to hit these passes. And with Lagway's hit rate being basically 100%, I mean, are you kidding me? Look at this ball. I mean, are you serious with this, DJ? Like, what? It's like a layup for this guy. It's like the further he has to throw it, the better this ball is. I mean, that is filthy. And I think, again, here, it's just robbery that this is not a touchdown, right? I mean, come on. Like, he can't catch a break. That's not going to be 6, right? He gets tackled again, right inside here. And so these things often don't go on highlight films on the weekends. And he looks like he has no touchdown passes in the game. So you're thinking, did he even do anything? It's like, yeah, all he did was drop that just ridiculous dime right there because Kentucky's still not respecting Florida. And they definitely don't think they're going to go deep again after Lagway throws a pick. But 2 games in a row now, throws a pick, comes back, hits a great pass. One, kind of a slant route over the middle in Tennessee, and one here, a bomb that is an absolute ice-cold dot. Just a dot right on the spot. And that shows you something about the mentality of DJ Dimes. Here's a look at the All-22 camera. Again, you're going to see a good route here from Badger. Let's focus on Badger first so we know what's going to happen. Badger wants to get into his feet. Notice how he's stemming this to the outside, right? He is walling off the outside so he can run with any in-breaking route. So Badger wants to get into his feet some so that he can make him take any kind of step this way to clear as much space as possible for this channel right here. And notice how Badger is widening that route out, right? And then trying to get into his feet. Now look, Badger creates enough space here and he's fast enough to get this there. But really the key here is Lagway is just putting such a good ball on Badger, right? I mean, that is a great ball. Like, the coverage is not all over him in this case, but it's also not on him. If this ball is hanging in the air, if it's not perfectly thrown, if it's not on a rope, then that defender is still going to get there. It's still going to get there. But this is just a perfectly thrown ball from a freshman right on time. Look at the release. He releases it right now. The ball's out of his hand. The ball is out of his hand right now. He's not waiting for him to be open. He knows he's going to beat him to this spot based upon how Badger set the route up. And the result of that is this right there. Just great stuff. Great stuff there from DJ Lagway. All right, phone booth football again here. Jaden Ball, freshman in the backfield. We're going to run a counter to the left right here with George. Sorry, not here with George. Going to go Boardingham. Going to go Badger right here. Let's roll the film. There's Badger coming across, and then there's your counter right there. So George pulling across. Getting Boardingham here, and then Badger coming in for a block. Little counter run this way with ball. It's going to catch Kentucky by surprise here. Get Kentucky more of the numbers on this side of the field. Florida going to get what they want to the left side, but not having to necessarily use the left side best side here, although left side best side going to seal up everything really nice. And here, Boardingham, good block here. George wants to get a kick out block here. Hold him up, drive him out. George is doing that. And then here comes Badger off to the outside to finish this off. Except Jaden Bell's going to set a nice, look at Jaden right here. Watch this move. This is a freshman, so savvy. Sets up the inside move, knowing he's got a blocker here sealed, and he's got Badger to the outside. Let's pull this guy in, pull him in, commit to that lane, and then snap right to the outside. And then there we go, right to the outside. And then George's block is so good. He's going to get a 2 for 1 right there. There it is. 2 for 1. Pick up the spare. Top of your screen. Pick up the spare. And now we're walking in the end zone, right? Badger high stepping accordingly here. I love the slow drop by Ball. There it is right there. Little slow flick. Yep, thank you very much. We're here, right? We are here. Florida's run game on fire here in the first half. Nice work there from Billy in the red zone. Nice setup there by Jaden Ball with the good blocking on the counter. And Florida in for 6. Jaden Ball in for his second touchdown. Here's a look from the tight end zone camera. Same thing we just saw, right? There comes your pullers. Let's watch George here in particular. George going to handle 3 right there. Handle 3, drive him, and then bam, pick up the spare. Pick up the spare, right? 2 for 1, no one's left. And we're walking in the end zone with the convoy with the boys. We're here. That's 6. Let's go. Devin Moore with a pick setting up Florida on 1st and goal on the 1. And what do I see? Florida under center, I formation. Jack Pyburn playing fullback. Freshman sensation Jaden Ball right back here. What do I have here? Florida going to run this on the right side because, of course, you don't want the left to get all the attention, right? You got to give some boys on the right a chance to score a tutty here to block for Jaden. And they're going to do the job here. Pyburn going to come in the hole. Look at Pyburn right here. Bam! Meet this guy in the hole. Let's engage him, kick him out in this direction. Pyburn, nice job holding him right there. Jaden Ball basically goes, for the most part, untouched, right? No significant momentum slowed down. Bounces right into the end zone. Florida using some old-school halfback dive power with a lead fullback there. Love to see that. Love seeing Pyburn in that fullback role. In fact, I think for Pyburn, that could be a role he might want to really feature in. I don't think he has the size to play at the next level, but as a fullback, he has great size and also has good quickness. So I think if I'm Pyburn, I invest some time in playing some fullback, especially because in the NFL, fullbacks are still in use in many offenses. So nice work there from Florida. Perhaps they decided after seeing what Tennessee did to them last week, using a variety of tight ends and power runs, that maybe going under center and having somebody play fullback could be a good idea. Either way, it pays dividends here, and Florida goes up 27-6. Is it a blowout here in Gainesville? After a kick return for a touchdown, Kentucky now in the game, but Florida back with the football. A quick recap. Last drive, Florida scored a touchdown. The drive before that, Florida scored a touchdown. The drive before that, Florida threw a pick. And the drive before that, Florida scored a touchdown. So 3 of the last 4 drives are touchdowns. The last 2 drives are touchdowns. A minute and 30 seconds left. You're playing at home. You've got an opponent that's reeling. Do you want to drive down the field and attempt to score? What's Florida's mindset here? Well, let's take a look. Okay, we're going to go run there. Little inside zone. Nope, 2nd down and 8. Bleeding a lot of clock off, right? We've already bled off 50 seconds here, snapping this down at 5. Kentucky with 2 timeouts. Kentucky's offense has only scored 6 points in this game. We stopped them in the red zone once. They have not been effective. We're playing at home. 2nd down and 8. Okay, another run there. All right, maybe we're going to go for something here. Nope, let the clock beat off because Kentucky called a timeout, because Kentucky's sensing, hey, Florida's playing pretty soft here, despite the fact that they're clapping us right now. They kind of seem afraid. 3rd and 4. What's Florida going to do here? Lagway's been largely on fire. Okay, keeper from Lagway. Nope. All right, that was a little creative. We saw that worked before. And we're stopped, and we're punting. And Kentucky's getting the ball back, of course, at halftime. So Florida likes to take the air out of the ball at the end of the first half. You can decide how you feel about that. People have a variety of opinions. But for Billy, scared money don't make money, you decide what that is. And just like that, Florida goes from up 27-6. They get a kick return touchdown. They get an opening touchdown from Kentucky after taking 8 minutes. And we are in a one-score game. One-score game. Good thing we sat on that ball to protect Kentucky from doing even more damage, I suppose, coming out of the first half. All right, now what can DJ and the boys do here? 2nd down and 8. Really nice route forthcoming here from DK. Again, setting up this dig route. Inside release, get space, create separation, and DJ dimes, putting another dime on DK here with this mid-level throw. So Kentucky coming out of half, how are they going to adjust to what Florida's doing here? Well, right away, what is Florida not doing? You don't see a lot of routes right in here, do you? Nope. In fact, Florida would largely, wisely, abandon really any attempt to hit the typical line of scrimmage stuff we'd saw a lot with Mertz, and even running these routes really much anymore at all. Ditch the hitch, so to speak, seems to be in full effect. We get a deep dig here from Trey, get a dig here from DK, and again, understand the freshman throwing a football. Guy in his face, dropper right here. DK has leverage. You've got a guy run off here with your vertical route. For a freshman quarterback to be making these kind of throws, I've been saying it since we saw it against Samford, and I know a lot of you are like, hey, you're pumping this guy up too much, but we talked about how technique will repeat itself. If quarterbacks have good technique, whether we were evaluating Trask back in the day, right, or even Will Greer back before the channel was here, you know if they have good technical skills, these things are not fluky, they are repeatable. And here's a really nice ball to DK because Lagway is very comfortable throwing to grass. He understands leverage and angles and where the space is, dropping it over this linebacker, putting it into a comfortable space for DK to make this catch. And then there we have it. Another explosive passing play from DJ Lagway. He's not going to complete many balls in this game, but seemingly every one he does is an explosive, demoralizing the Kentucky defense on this drive where Florida's only up 7. Crucial drive here midway through the third quarter. 3rd and 5. Again, another great example on this play of how DJ Lagway reads the field, and I am here for it. DK going to run another just great route here. He's going to climb. Notice how he chooses to get over the dropping linebackers here, and watch DJ Lagway. 3rd down and 5. 3rd down and 5. Inside release from DK. Here's your inside release from DK. Going to climb inside here, and then watch this. This is the move that's key right here. Over top this linebacker right there. Clear the waist, over top the linebacker, get to the space. Lagway right here. Again, 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5. You got a mesh concept coming here with Trey. You've got Jaden Ball checking down over here. Very tempting. I think a lot of quarterbacks in 3rd down and 5 in a close game like this are saying, hey, look, this guy's clamping down on Trey. I'm taking Jaden Ball to this shoulder, and I'm hoping he wins. Right? Easy throw, safe throw. I have no pressure yet. I'm good. But not Lagway. He's waiting for the route that is snaking over here to get to this sweet empty space over here, this pasture land of greatness. He's waiting for it. He's eyeing it. He clears, climbs the pocket. Nice work. Step this way. Climb up. Get into this beautiful pocket your O-line is creating for you against a very good pressure team, a team that defends best when they're just sending 4 like this, and hit a wide open DK. Now, why is he this open? Because, again, Kentucky is not expecting on 3rd down and 5 Florida to go to this point of the field basically ever. It's not something Florida's put on film in Billy Napier's tenure. This is not a route Florida's been hitting in these situations. They're giving it to you. The defense can't cover everything, but Lagway's a different kind of guy, and Kentucky had no real film on what Florida might do with Lagway. In the first half, they got a lot of what they might have expected, minus a few plays, but here in the second half, already early on, we're seeing some things that Florida hasn't done. Not that Florida has not run these routes before, because certainly they have. But if you don't hit these routes very often, coaches aren't going to look at them as a threat, right? It's not that Florida has not run these plays. There are no new plays that we are seeing here. But what we are seeing is Lagway, how he plays the game, how he's reading the field, and what he's choosing to do with the few opportunities Napier gives him to throw the football in this game. Another explosive play. It's 3rd down and 5, and Florida is going to get an explosive pass play. Really great stuff from DJ Dimes. Good patience in the pocket, understanding I trust myself. I can hit these throws to the intermediate and deep areas of the field. All right, after that explosive play to DK, we're now 1st and goal from the 4-yard line with that yards after catch, setting Florida up here with everything that they want. But Florida being Florida, we're not going to get it here on 1st and goal. That's not going to get it done. Nope, we're going to lose a yard or 2 there. We're not going to get it done on 2nd and goal. Nope, those plays are all bottled up. Lagway's almost going to get there, maybe reach the ball out, gets it. And now it's going to be 3rd and goal. Great, an opportunity to bring back, going under center, Pyburn at fullback, ball here again. What's Florida going to run? Well, we're going to run the same play. You know what? It worked last time. We're not going to go left. We're going right again. Same exact play. Let's see if the magic works again. Let's bring Pyburn right into the hole. This time, Pyburn is reaching for air. He actually gets into the gap on his own, and no one is there, right? Here's Pyburn still in the gap. And now we're in trouble, though, because Jaden's going to get stuck here as Kentucky is going to win here on George. George is going to lose his block, right? George is coming across. We're trying to pull George here, kick this out, get Pyburn into the hole for the win. Well, George is going to engage here and just not going to win this one. And now we're dead. Now we're basically dead. There's nowhere to go. There he is, right? This is the play that is going to the win here, the one-on-one win versus George that ends this play. And now Jaden Ball is right here. I want you to look at this. This is Jaden Ball. He is stood up by a Kentucky defensive lineman who just blew George up, who's much bigger than Jaden Ball. Then the play is over, right? This is it. I mean, come on. Look, he's right here. 3rd and goal, and the end zone is right here. And somehow we're going to lose his helmet. There were better angles than I'm going to show you on this play because I've already seen them. But somehow Jaden Ball is still working his way across, and right now he's reaching for the end zone. He sneaks his way through and reaches. You can see his helmet right here. How the heck he gets there, I don't even know. And he reaches for the end zone, and of course it's going to wind up being called a touchdown. It's going to be a call stands, not a call confirmed. So if it was something where he was called short, it was going to wind up not being a touchdown, but they call him in for the touchdown, and it stands. They couldn't overturn it. Tie goes to the runner, I suppose. In that case, either way, that is some magical stuff from Jaden Ball. How he gets from where he was to where he went, that is some grown man strength again out of him. Just kind of willing his way in on that 3rd and goal play. So despite the chunk yardage from DJ Lagway to DK, Florida goes 1, 2, 3, and seemingly out. Instead, the effort of Jaden Ball carrying defenders yet again and somehow finding his way across the touchline there puts Florida in for 6 more. All right, 3rd and 2. Florida's got a one-on-one matchup here with Badger. You've got what seems to be inside leverage here from Kentucky. Again, you've put a lot of stuff on film that you're going to run a slant route. Kentucky's likely to think you're going to get a slant route. In fact, they may even drop your end right here and bubble into this slant route, as we saw other teams do on film this year. Let's see what they elect to do. Okay, they're coming. No worries, they're coming right here. We're going to bring some pressure, and we're going to go one-on-one here. And Florida's going to call an out route here. Now, in general, I don't love out routes. I like it a lot here because you generally run slant routes, and it should be a very easy throw for a big arm quarterback like DJ. But look, out routes to the far hash, not my favorite routes. Those are often the ones that go for 6 at all levels of football. It's a very hard throw no matter how big your arm is, and a good defender who can play a flat-footed technique can undercut that junk all day long. Not my favorite route. Don't love it. I think it's possible Lagway doesn't love it either because he should throw it here because he does have everything he wants on this route. He's opening up this way. I mean, this is if you want to throw the deep out route, or sorry, the short out route to the deep side of the field, this is the look that you want as a quarterback. And he's looking right at it, and this is as comfortable as you can be throwing it because he can't come underneath it at all, and you should be fine. So Lagway's got to throw this ball into this window here. He just got to let it go. He's got to trust that it's a quick game drop. He's got to do it. For reasons only he knows, he elects not to. He's there on his back foot right now. He's got everything he wants, and right now he just needs to drive the throw. Just trust the throw. You have the throw. He doesn't like it right here. He's going to decide, no, I don't want to make that throw, despite the fact that he has it on 3rd and 2. Try to climb the pocket here, and then escape out, and he's got nowhere to go, and Florida's going to go down. So Florida's going to punt up 14 here. That out route was open. Viable call. I like that Florida ran an out route, not a slant there. Again, the deep out for me is not my favorite. But sometimes, look, you got to hit it, and it's merited, and there it was merited. So if you're DJ, you sit him down in the film room and say, hey, do you like this throw, or are kind of far field out routes things you hate? Okay, great. I actually do too. I don't want to call that very often, and in fact, if I call it, it's only because I'm pretty confident we're going to get the right look, and we're going to have the right window. So as long as you see what you think you should see, throw that thing and trust yourself. If you don't, then pull it down and do what you did because you're up 14, right? But that's what you want to do. Play caller to quarterback. You want to have that relationship to make sure that he knows, hey, I'm not going to put you in, let's just throw a far field out route here, no matter what it looks like, right? Let's trust it. And again, if you can always void it, you're the quarterback. But on that one, you got to let that one fly. That's going to be a first down there, given that look. Put that in your mind. You see that same kind of look, that same posture by the DB coming off of the stem of the route. Let's go and let that one fly. Florida still up 14. The defense holding serve here, 34-20. This is still a game, especially here with 3rd and 8. A big play here. Florida's been running the ball, went one run into this same situation here. What are we going to choose to do now, especially with Kentucky doing something they don't want to do? We said in the podcast leading into this game that Kentucky is not a good man team. They allow quarterbacks to have a 123 rating against them. They don't want to play man often. They're not very good at it. But they're going to line up right now pre-snap and tell you they are in man. We're motioning with it. We are in man across the board here. We have a single high safety. Here is Badger, of course, every quarterback at Florida's favorite receiver. This is everything that you theoretically want, right? If you're Lagway, it's 3rd down and 8. It's what you want. We've talked a lot about Florida and their unwillingness to run rub routes or other concepts that help a lot in man, which I'm going to continue to say until, I don't know, the cows come home, to use an old phrase, because it's just the right thing to do, right? It's a better thing to do than what Florida's going to do here. On 1st down and 10, if you get this, let's freaking sling that junk all day. And if you're in the NFL on 3rd down and 8 and you get this, let's work this. But in college, I think there's ways you can craft higher percentage stuff, and you can in the NFL too. But either way, what we're going to celebrate here is yet another dime from number 2. DJ dimes himself back here as he's going to quickly read the safety. Let's go through, again, the stem of the work here. Look at the safety. Okay, is he staying here? Yep, great. Okay, cool. I know he's there. Now let's open up here because there's no chance he can get to this ball. He's out of the game now. You can take him off the field. You can go sit on the bench with the rest of your teammates over here and watch what's about to happen. Got a good clean pocket here. Got the protection I need. Right foot hits. There's your right foot hitting. Let's step and throw right away. Again, Lagway does this so well. Right foot hits, ball out. Timing is so good from him. So good from him. He does not wait. He confirms his read, and then he delivers a dime. This one's not going to be quite as perfect as the other ones. This is still a great ball. The other ones were in stride. They would have landed right about here, right? This one is still catchable by Badger, and he's going to sneak it right in here. And again, that's why I say to you on 3rd down and 8, are there better play calls when you get man? Yeah, there are. There's a lot of man concepts we talk about on this very film review all the time, every year for as long as I've been doing it, and on the podcast for a decade, right? And any coach who coaches football has their favorite man beaters, and Billy's is just to run vertical routes, as we know. And I love vertical routes, but I like vertical routes versus zone more than just man, especially if the coverage, looks like this. Now, in this case, DK actually outright won up top here. But, Badger pre-snap, that's what you wanted. Safety's over here. You're in good shape. They're giving you what you want. That's their best corner. Florida goes for it on 3rd and 8, and DJ Dimes does what he does. He delivers, right? He's just going to deliver right here, and Badger with a great catch. It's a great catch. It's fantastic stuff. I mean, I love it. I mean, I'm here for these kind of plays. Again, on a film review, you're probably thinking, man, you're being pretty critical here of this. This is an awesome play. I'm excited about it. I was in the stadium. It was fire. We're connected on bombs left and right. Yeah, I'm here for that. But again, film review is what's the highest expected value play you can get. This one probably not the highest EV play, but man, it sure is pretty. And for DJ Dimes to get another bomb in a game where he only completes 7 passes, and because of that, his average pass per play was like 38 yards or whatever the case was. Is not exactly right. And he had 3 receivers who had averages of like 34, 40, and 50 of yards per catch. And so that's a heck of a day delivering the ball down the field right there. And if you're Badger, this is exactly how you feel right there. That's how you feel. And Badger, in many ways, that's how a lot of Florida fans feel. This is like, amen. The bomb is back in vogue, baby. Bombs are bust. Let's just ditch the hitch. Bombs are bust. Come on. This is the feeling we all want to have, right? I don't care. 3rd and 8, throw all the go routes you want, even if it's not the highest EV. Let's do that on 1st down and 2nd down too, and I won't complain, right? So, man, what a day for the freshman DJ Lagway. After an excellent run by Jaden Ball down to the 1-yard line, can Jaden Ball get his 5th rushing touchdown of the game, tying himself with Tim Tebow and Trey Burton for SEC touchdowns on the ground? 1st and goal. What do we think we're doing here? Tutty, right? Great stuff. Jaden Ball right here, number 13. Get to know him. We saw him in the spring game. He popped for Florida then. He's been great on film this entire season. And right here, he's in the end zone for his 5th touchdown. 5th touchdown. Freshman Lagway, freshman Jaden Ball. Sensational work here as starters, both of them, for the first time in the SEC at home. What a game from those two. One I'm sure they won't soon forget, and one that a lot of us as Florida fans certainly enjoyed on a Saturday night where Kentucky wound up being favored in this game after a lot of the money moved on to them in the line. Florida takes care of business with one of the most emphatic wins in Billy Napier's tenure and Florida's first win in Napier's tenure over Kentucky and Mark Stoops. As always, I hope you enjoyed this film review. Any comments or feedback you have, certainly let me know. I'll be back with you guys, not next week, but the week after, to break down the Florida-Georgia film. I'm your host of the GNFP Film Review, James DiVirgilio. Go Gators.